You know, we got those Myotonic cross goats because we were hoping they would breed a little muscle, a little meat onto the Spanish. We brought them in here and put them out during breeding season with the Spanish billies, and we just didn't see a lot of action. Well, guess what I just found? I can't stop smiling. Baby goats are being born everywhere, and even some myotonic goats, which is great, but this always means that there's issues that we have to deal with. You know, the babies just want to eat, drink, stay warm, and stay with their mamas. That's all they want. The mamas, they typically want to move. What happens is mamas leave them. Maybe they're a first-time mama, maybe they're a bad mama. Oftentimes what happens is the babies just say, "Hey, she left me right here, so I'm supposed to stay here." And if you get them up and they're not just immediately with their mama and stay with their mama, then they want to go back where the mama said, "Hey, stay right there." And that's where you get into trouble. Nannies can be vicious. I've seen a nanny grab a kid by the head and sling it about 10 feet in the air. I've seen nannies hook them with their horns, bite them. Unbelievable stuff to kids that are not theirs, that are trying to find somebody to nurse.
Oh, no. Oh.
The question is, can we help any of these kids, or do we need to just stay out of it? You see we got two doelings here. There's a doeling. There's a doeling. Between them they had at least 3. I'd rather a doeling just have one. I want them to come through it unscathed. You know, some of you may think, well, don't move them. And yeah, that sounds like a great solution. The problem is there's a lot at stake, specifically with parasite infestation. If we don't move the nannies, then 6 weeks from now, if they got infected from parasites because they stayed too long in this pasture, they'll start getting sick and dying unless we're going to worm. And since we're not going to worm, we've got to manage this other way. Hip, hip. Hip. So we've got to move them to prevent parasites. If we don't do it right, there's potentially going to be some babies that don't make it. You know, the first day it was so exciting, and I just had the biggest grin on my face. Coming out here and seeing all the babies, it was just, you know, that's what you're waiting for all year. And then day number 2, they were everywhere. It was just pure anxiety. What am I gonna do? I just couldn't get it done by myself. So I had to put in a request for help. World's greatest.
It's cold.
It's not that cold.
It's cold.
It is 31. She was having trouble starting the four-wheeler, so I was telling her she could squeeze the brakes and start it.
Why have you never told me that trick?
They start going that way, we got to turn them.
What do you want me to do?
Well, let's just keep these moving. We got to just keep these moving. I think they're moving better with me on foot. Well, we probably need to grab those two and throw them in the deal. Was that Mary Poppins where they putting the kids in the trailer?
What?
Was that Mary Poppins? Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I don't remember Chitty Chitty Bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, get them in the trailer.
Oh. This little one is so tiny. He's getting old.
His mama isn't taking care of him.
He was getting beat up.
We're going to give her a chance though. We usually drive what we can to the next pasture. We pick up and haul what doesn't want to move. Then we sweep the pasture and check all the areas. Every pile of cow manure looks like a little black baby. so it takes us a while to do that, but it's something we have to do. I guess we could just get all white goats. That's where we're trying to go with them. The bottom line is, when the kids are this young, there's just going to be a bunch of them that you got to gather up and haul and leave them at the gate where you moved the nannies through, and you moved as many of the kids that would go, and then you've got to leave them there and hope that the nanny comes back and looks for their baby, and hope that one baby doesn't pick the wrong nanny to try and nurse and she kills them. Just to be clear, the bulk of the herd has already moved through the gate. These are the stragglers with the new babies. What is? Yeah, he's out of one of those Myotonics probably. Hey, lady, you get the other way. Hup. She says I might be able to slip out the back, Jack. Hup. Hup. Come on, fellas. Hup. Hup, hup. All right, we finally made it to the gate with everything, at least as far as we know. You can tell by how quiet it is that the animals have settled down now that they know they're through moving. The kids are resting and playing and exploring, and the nannies are hopefully getting some food and then planning on coming back and pairing up with their baby. All we can do is we'll come back in the morning first thing and check all the goats, especially these babies at the gate. Okay, so we're down here the next morning just kind of looking to see if the nannies have picked all their babies up, and they haven't. So we've lost, I can see at least one here that their mama didn't come back, maybe two. So we're gonna go over there and take a look real quick without disturbing everything. There's another one up there, that's three. That's what I was saying. When we move them like that, it's so difficult. Because it's just a lot of stress. That's why people want to leave them in one spot. There's my fact checker.
He's still alive.